Hello Taurus, and welcome to my channel Attila Tarot. In this video we're going to take a look at what kind of energies you can expect in the month of July in the areas of love and relationship. As usual, this is a general reading, so please take whatever resonates and leave the rest behind. We're going to start with your Rose Oracle card. The card that has a message for you is Temple of the Rose, which is connected to ancient power, expression, activation, and scarlet codes. So a couple of things about this card. So this is all about that you should honor your body, express your wisdom, share your voice, and connect with our sensuality. And this is like a very kind of feminine power, independently from what kind of gender you identify with. But this card is all about activation. It's a call to action, and it's also remembering that you should express yourself. You should express for all who you are, and reclaiming your power. So again, like breaking some kind of a shackle. Like I think it's a very important that to break some kind of a shackle and free yourself and free others as well. Share your voice, sing your song, dance your dance. Whatever is all about reclaiming your power. Well, it's kind of interesting for me here, the word scarlet code, which is kind of associated with being shamed, being called out for something. So if you know the novel Scarlet Letter, this is all about having a illegitimate child born out of wedlock. So maybe some of you have been going through some adultery, or maybe some cheating happening around you, or you've been doing something that maybe you've been ashamed for. Whatever it is, it's very important that you free yourself from this, and you kind of reclaim your power. But let's see what the tarot is telling us. In the center of your reading, you do have the Lover's card. The Lover's card, which is the card of law of attraction, attracting something similar to you. It's a great card from a love and relationship reading, because this is all about connection, attraction, and this is the card when you meeting somebody, and you just have a hard time taking off of your hands of each other. Like that's kind of the energy of this very strong love attraction card with the Lovers. This is also a card of soulmate connection. So some of you might be already connected to your soulmate, or you're just about to meet this person. But this is the card of engagement, wedding, long-term relationship, and also can be connected to a big decision, a life-changing decision. And also it is card called the card of the big yes. Maybe some of you are about to get married, or you need to make a decision of that kind of a nature. The first card we have here for you is the Four of Pentacles. So Four of Pentacles is the card of stability, first and foremost, but it is also connected to fears, anxieties, trying to control something. So this is kind of like when you're holding on to something, you're not letting it go, and you are afraid of losing something. So for some of you, it might be connected to holding on to something from the past, some kind of a negative experience, something that impacted you, and you have just hard time letting it go. For some of you, it might be being afraid of being cheated on, or some of you might be trying to control your partner, or your partner is trying to control you way much. Because whenever the Four of Pentacles comes up, there's some kind of a control and fear of losing something. Some of you might be afraid of losing a partner. Some of you might be checking on, or you are the one who's being checked on a lot. Like this is kind of like the energy when you're always wondering, okay, what you've been doing, who, checking your phone, checking the emails, etc., etc. It kind of continues with this theme, because you have here the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is the card of fear, anxiety, and also the card of nightmares. This is kind of the energy when you are so afraid of something is always on your mind, that is keeping you up all night. So some of you are kind of going through here some very anxious time, trying to hold on to something, trying to control something way too much. So very important, like, whenever you have these kind of energies, that you release those fears, you release those negative thoughts that are impacting you. Now the next card we have here is for you the Page of Swords. Page can be a person, your energy, or just the energy of the card. This is the card of somebody who's younger, so some of you might be connected to a younger person, or maybe this can be a child as well. But generally pages bring messages, and if it's a message, this message is being delayed. But this is also a card connected to curiosity and gossip and spying on each other, right? So for some of you, there's definitely some kind of a gossip here, especially when we kind of talk when you remember here the Scarlet Code, which is like, connected to gossip in the community. For some of you, might be again being spied on, being checked on, being controlled as well, whenever with all of these energies, and there's definitely a question of spying and gossiping as well. But let's see what other energies we have here. You also have here the Temperance, which is all about patience. When it's kind of telling you, don't rush into anything, just take one step at a time, and if you take one step at a time, you are going to be able to achieve whatever you're trying to achieve. This is also kind of like a very the energy that you have all the ingredients, whatever you need in order to achieve your dreams and make it happen and realize it. So if you want to have a relationship, you have everything what it takes. You just need to make sure that you are not rushing into anything. Or if you are in an existing relationship, it's an indication that you have all the ingredients to make this relationship work, but there's some kind of you need to be patient you need to have patience, to kind of make it work. And you also have here the Devil, which I'm not surprised, because here with this card we were talking about freeing yourself and letting things go and getting rid of the shackles. And the Devil is all about these shackles. The Devil is the card when you kind of don't know how to get out of a situation, when you're kind of feeling trapped, when you're feeling that there's just no way out of it. This can be a toxic relationship. This can be a relationship that's very controlling. It can be somebody who's very controlling, or you might be very controlling. Like, the roles are kind of reversed here. But this is also connected to cheating, and you definitely have the fears, the gossip around that here, with this Devil and the Page of Swords and the Nine of Swords energy. So some of you might be in a relationship that's toxic. Some of you might be in a relationship where there's a lot of dependence, or it can be also that some of you or your partner are dealing with some substance abuse or addiction, sex addiction. Now the challenge with the Devil, that it always has some kind of something that's very attracting about the Devil. Like, the Devil kind of always wants to lure you back. Now, if you're single, this might be also connected to that you're just having one-night stands, adventures that are not necessarily connected to any kind of emotional fulfillment. But the Devil is always talking about some kind of an imbalance, which is interesting because the Lovers is the card of balance. So there's kind of something that some of you need to kind of pay attention to here in terms of balancing. The Devil is always a reminder that the decision is yours to how long you are staying in this situation, whether it's a relationship, whether there's gossip. It's really up to you whether you free yourself or you are staying in this situation. But let's see what's going to be the final outcome of this reading. But before that, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, because that's an indication that the reading helped you, and you can also help me to grow the channel to make sure that the message gets out to those who need it the most. For you, it is only costing a push of a button. I hope that you will push those like and subscribe buttons. Only a very few percentage of people end up subscribing. So I hope that you're going to be one of those, and I'm always very excited to read in a comment how this reading is resonating with you. And definitely you can start releasing the negative thoughts, the fears, by putting it in a comment, because the more you kind of if you write it down, it actually helps you better to get rid of those negative thoughts. But let's continue. You have here the Judgment card. The Judgment is the card of rebirth. It is the card of realization. And when you're recognizing something, some of you might be recognizing what is that you want from a relationship, what is that you want from an existing relationship. This can be also like, you know, somebody coming back to you, back in your life, like maybe a relationship that you thought it was over, and this person is coming back. Now with the Devil, like, you know, there's going to be some cycles, or some repeating cycles that some of you have been going through. But again, this can be also connected to a decision, a life-changing decision. Like pretty much here, you have this big decision that you have to make. Maybe you're waiting for something, some kind of a news that's kind of delayed. For some of you, it might be like some kind of a decision. There's a lot of gossip around, or there's a lot of spying around. But the Judgment can be also connected to a divorce. So for example, if you're going through a divorce that has a legal process behind it, it's an indication that you are getting whatever you deserve. Now this is a very karmic energy, and whatever you deserve really depend on how you've been, what are the energies that you've been putting out. Your reading also continues with the Three of Wands. Three of Wands is the card of the early successes, when you kind of made your plans and you are saying that the plan's gonna work. So what does that mean from a relationship perspective? If you're single, you're not necessarily looking to settle down. You are enjoying the freedom you have. You are enjoying the adventures that are coming your way, especially like, you know, you have the Devil, which some of you again might be going through some repetitive cycles from that perspective. But if you are in an existing relationship, the Three of Wands is the card of putting the relationship to the next horizon, which can be buying a house together, or getting engaged, getting married, putting the relationship to the next horizon. Maybe some of you are in an early phase of relationship where there's a lot of anxiety and fears, but there's a very strong connection, but you are realizing that, okay, this relationship might be work. You just need to kind of pay attention to whatever that Devil energy is. Three of Wands can be also connected to a travel. Maybe some of you have met somebody, or you are about to meet your soulmate on a trip. Some of you might be in a relationship that's overseas and you are not in the same country, like it's more like a long distance relationship. And you also have here the Three of Cups. Three of Cups is the card of joy, celebration, and parties. This is kind of like, it can be that there's some party, some wedding, some engagement party, any kind of anything related to that. Now some people read the Three of Cups as a love triangle as well, which I normally don't like to do it, but when you kind of have so many things kind of along that lines, because you know, the Devil can be about cheating. You have the control, the worries about being cheated on, and for me that's kind of like when you kind of look at the Scarlet Code, which is all about, like, you know, connected to adultery in the movie or in the book. You cannot really disregard that kind of message. And at the bottom of the deck you do have the Hierophant. The Hierophant is connected to our faith, so definitely you need to have faith in yourself, connected to it can be your connection to the heavens as well. It can be also like a commitment. Definitely this is a marriage card. So some of you are getting engaged, getting married, making a commitment to each other. This is kind of like the relationship that's based on, it's a very traditional, based on similar values. And with the Hierophant, like everything, like the traditions are very important. And I think even here we have this ancient power that's connected to the past. So maybe there's something that you need to kind of break free of. Maybe there's a relationship, maybe some traditions, maybe some gossip, but I think you're gonna realize, you're gonna get this realization, whatever you need to make this big decision. So I hope that this reading helped you, and I'll be able to welcome you again.